Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we're going to be doing another pairing. So I've got this Oliva V 135th anniversary. This is a 5.5 by 54 Perfecto, I believe. I'll get into that in a little bit. But I was pairing this thing with this Heaven's Door, man, and I told you, sometimes I get it right on the first try, and sometimes I don't. But this Heaven's Door is finished in Caribbean rum cask. Comes in at 116.1 proof. And while I was pairing it with that, I decided that, hey, why not give something else a try? So it wasn't necessarily while I was pairing, but it was kind of after, because a couple of things I did give a try, they didn't work out. The Heaven's Door wound up being the best, but when I came downstairs, I sipped a little Russell's 13, and it went well. So this will kind of be a first on the channel with me not doing a pre-show pairing before. So like I said, the Heaven's Door worked out off the first try. Tried some other things. They didn't necessarily work out, but I think this Russell's is going to work out well. Let's get it.
Bottom drop, bottom drop, bottom drop.
So once again, here we are with the Oliva V. This is a 5.5 by 54 Perfecto. It says it has a sun-grown Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and the binder and filler are from Nicaragua. Now, I don't really get into all of the specifics about the cigars. One, because I don't know all of the specifics right out the way, out the gate. I can only give you what I read online. And also, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through both of these as a review. It will be more of a review of the pairing itself. So I've already reviewed these on the channel. If you have not seen these, go back and watch them. They are in the video catalog. This is the Russell's Reserve Batch 3 from last year, the 2022 release. And this one right here is the Heaven's Door that I put together with, I think it was the High and Wicked. So you can go back and watch those releases. But I told you guys that I was not going to have you have cigars or bourbons that you had to go all over the earth to try and find or pay secondary prices. But I just thought that this was a special enough pairing, since I tried it afterwards, to try and go ahead and give it a shot. This Russell's 13 is amazing on its own. It was my number 2 when it came to my top bourbons of 2022, and this is just one heck of a pairing as well. I will give you some quick rundown notes. The Russell's 13, I got a very nice, juicy, like grape note out of it. It was almost like a grape soda note. It did have some brown sugar, nice vanilla. This right here was more rich with rich vanilla. It had a little bit of brown sugar. It had some char in the mid and the back. It had a rich nuttiness to it, a buttery note. So those are pretty much the basic rundowns of those two. Like I said, you can catch the full reviews in the videos. So we'll get outside, get this thing lit, and get into the pairings. Thanks for coming out here with me. Once again, we are dealing with Mother Nature. I don't know what it is about shooting these outside videos. I am dealing with a lot of natural light, so forgive me if the sun comes out and it kind of bleaches things out. I'm going to try and prevent that. But anyway, so back to the Oliva V. The cold draw, I didn't get many notes. Kind of just a light nutty note. It's been inside of my humidor for about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. I do have a double V cut on the backside, just trying something new, that's all. I do normally like to have a punch cut. Initial light up, pretty much the same. There's a light smoke. There's a light wood, light earthiness, and then I did get like hints of that cocoa note, but nothing special, nothing spectacular. I still think it is a great cigar. It is just a little light in the beginning. I may need to touch it up a little bit. Yeah, I had it sitting for just a little too long. without taking the draw on it. But nice, real rich white smoke. I'm getting a little bit of a slight cashew, slight almond note. Retro Hill is a touch spicy, but not bad. Not bad at all. Honestly, this is supposed to be a robust. It's when you look at the cigar range on certain websites, they have this in a robust category. I've had cigars that are stronger than this. Now, is it really rich and deep with flavors? In the beginning, like I said, they're very light, but I know that this thing picks up just from having one before. Yeah, there's a nice, rich thickness to the smoke. It's actually got a little warmth to the smoke too. Lately, I've been having a few cigars that in the beginning, it's almost like a cold creaminess that comes out of the smoke. But this one has a little bit of warmth to it. Now, that could be me. Maybe I'm smoking it too fast. But at this point, I'm not getting any of those bitter notes. So I don't think I'm smoking it too fast. But let's get into the pairings. So right here, I've got the Heaven's Door. This is the 14-year, finished in Caribbean rum cask. 116.1 proof. You get that butteriness. Why does Mother Nature like to play? You get that butteriness. You get a slight raisin note. There's a little bit of char that you pick up too. Nothing that's off-putting at all. Like I said, these two were a great collaboration the last time I had them together. Let's go in for a draw. Yeah, so more of the cashew note comes out. It was a little bit of, in the beginning, there was a little bit of a sweet almond and a cashew. I may have to ash this because I had to touch it up in the beginning and sometimes that can kind of tear up the ash. Let me take a drink of water. Now let's get into the Russell's 13. There's a nice amount of cedar and like a hardwood smoke too. Russell's 13 coming in at 114.8 proof. Wow. That is why that is my number 2, man. That Russell's 13 is just something special. It is a rich, really rich berry note. It is not tainted at all by the cigar. I do pick up some chocolate. That thing is just, it's really nice. So anyway, in this first third, right now, I'm gonna have to say the winner is actually the Russell's because it just comes across richer. It's got more of a berry note. It's got just like a little bit of just sweeter flavors, and it is nowhere near tainted by the cigar at all. And I'm trying to see if I'm picking up any different notes out of the cigar now that I've went through the glasses. No change, still a very light cocoa. There's still that hardwood smoke note and some of that cashew note. On the Retro Hill, the pepper has pretty much calmed down. We'll get back into the second third in a second. So now I am midway through the second third, and the chocolate has really ramped up on both of these drinks. I mean, it's got more of a rich mocha note. It's got a nice cocoa note. It's got a cedar and like not necessarily a hickory note, but it's got like a cedar and oak note that just shines through. And on the palate, the rum finish really shines through on that Heaven's Door 14-year. The chocolate notes ramp up. It's more like a milk chocolate raisinette. And then when it comes to the Russell's 13, this Russell's 13, man, that rich berry sweetness is still there, and that dark chocolate, it really shines through. That's one of the main reasons why I like pairing cigars with bourbon, because it seems like no matter what bourbon I pair them with, that chocolate note always shines through. It could be a milk chocolate, a dark chocolate, but it's always there. Now what you're gonna notice is, In the second third, going through the second third, I picked up a little more of that rich white smoke. I mean, it was still very thick, it was still very rich, but I picked up like a smoked meat note, and I really enjoyed that. Now, when I get down to the third, the last third, I like to nub it if it has that hardwood smoked note in it. So you'll notice that I'll probably talk about taking it down to the nub. But anyway, if you're new and you're into cigars, what you're going to realize is that first third, second third, and last third are probably going to increase in strength as it gets towards that last third. That is the true marker of a premium cigar. Once you get through that second third, that is pretty much like that meat and potatoes of the cigar. I mean, that's when you get a lot of that richness. But that last third, to me, I pick up a lot of the hardwood smoke notes, and it just makes me want to take it down to the nub. So take this with a grain of salt because everyone's palate is different. So hopefully I'm helping you out. Let's get back to the last third. Now that we are into the final third, I mean, it's still burning pretty good. It's a little, see if I can pick that up on camera. It's got a little wavy around the backside. I did have to touch it up a little bit, but I mean, this is a great cigar. I mean, it is really a great cigar. The pepper notes it picked up, it's still got a lot of white smoke coming out of the thing. It's got a rich savoriness to it now too. Now the bourbon has gotten to a point where this is where I say they start to taste the same, because you start to pick up fruit notes in both of them. They both start to smell the same, and then that rich chocolate note pretty much evens out all the way. So I'll show you what the smoke looks like. And as you can see, it's very rich, very white. It's gotten richer. Those peppery notes have picked up a lot more. They are not as much in the retro hell as they were in the beginning. They have pretty much calmed down. Now I can see that that rich hardwood smoke note is coming through a lot stronger. So this is pretty much how it's gonna stay throughout the last third. I am probably gonna nub this thing. So with that being said, let the whiskey float. Never run out unless you head to a drop. Till next time.